Hey, what's up everybody? For this video, I'm going to be going through my entire PlayStation 4 and also PlayStation 5 collection. Now, this video is going to be fairly brief because I really don't have that many games. Um, these two games you see in front of you are literally the only two physical PS5 games I have. NHL 23 and Helldivers 2. The former of which I got through a bundle because I wanted to buy another game. I did a video on that, and I had to buy this as part of a 3 for 15 deal. And Helldivers 2, I got this to play with some friends. And I kind of regret not getting on PC because um, this is literally the only PS5 game, true PS5 game exclusive that I'm playing. And sorry, I just realized the game is coming to series consoles next month. But point is, it's like the only next gen game that I'm actually playing. Okay, next up is I guess the PS4 games. Next up is the PS4 Quantic Dream Collection. This is a collection of, or I should say, a repackaging of 3 games: Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls. 2 of which are actually remasters of PlayStation 3 games. Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls came out towards the middle and end of the PS3 generation, and they got remastered and rebundled alongside Detroit Become Human. Now, despite the price tag, I actually got this bundle fairly cheap, and I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was definitely not 30. And yeah, it comes on. It comes in. It's really, again, it's just a repackaging. So you have Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls collection on one, I assume one disc, or in one PS4 box, and then you have Detroit Become Human in its own separate box. Oh yeah, before I forget, I got. Let's actually show off the PS5 games as well before I forget. Yeah. So and NHL 23. What is notable about NHL 23 is that you got both a male and female player, which is a first, I believe. Now, it also worth mentioning some of these games are sealed because I have yet to actually play them. Yeah, I just haven't gone around to them yet. That and also some of these games are available on PS Plus Premium, so or sorry, PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium, or Premium, I should say. So I don't need to actually install these games, though. Like I said, I haven't gone to these games, so there might be a chance I still have to open it because PS Plus, of course, cycles out their game. Next up is Killzone Shadowfall, and yeah, I got this. Really, I got this for cheap. I can't remember how much. I think it was like $5 or something, despite what the price tag may say. Now this is the last Killzone game released on consoles. We did get Killzone Shadowfall on PlayStation Vita, but sorry, not Killzone Mercenary. Sorry, on PlayStation Vita. But aside from that, this is basically it for the franchise. Unfortunately, it's been on ice ever since then, and chances are we're probably never gonna get another entry because Guerrilla Games has basically moved on to the Horizon franchise, which is a bit unfortunate because I do think the franchise still has a lot of potential, and I've heard, and based on the footage I have seen, Killzone Shadowfall still looks great to this day. Next game. Oh yeah, I have a semi-sealed copy of Destiny 2, which I got with one of my PlayStation 4 consoles. Yeah, this physical copy is basically worthless now because Destiny is essentially free to play, and you can see on the back here it says 68 megabits minimum. I suspect that's probably supposed to say 68 gigabytes, but that was a mistake because generally speaking, all PS4 games have to be installed to the hard drive. So, and I doubt, obviously doubt Destiny 2 takes up that little space. I wish it took that little space. And of course, there's a bunch of expansions got made available on PS Plus, but also when the game was around the time the game was made free to play, not too long after the game was made free to play, sorry, they opted to vault content, basically make content unavailable after a certain period, even if you paid for it, even if it was like a paid expansion. They decided to get rid of them because the game file size was getting too bloated. But in doing so, now you can't experience the entire story of Destiny 2 for it to make any sense at all, which is so bizarre to me. By this point, they might as well just make Destiny 3 already, but I doubt that's going to happen, sadly. Given how, given A, Sony already is paid a lot of money for Bungie, but also, they're just not. It doesn't seem like they're making all that much money, or the massive layoffs that have been happening in the industry recently. Next up, another sealed game, Kingdom Hearts: Melody of Memory. This is a rhythm game spin-off, although the story is canon, as with most, if not all, Kingdom Hearts titles. Yeah, so this is basically the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of Theater Rhythm on the Nintendo 3DS and as well as Switch. So you have a whole bunch of musical tracks from the franchise that you can play through in a it's a rhythm game. You play through the tracks, match the notes that come up on screen, and that's basically it. I have not touched this at all, and the reason I haven't touched this is because I haven't touched Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'm still holding out hope maybe they'll release a version of that game that comes with all the DLC on the disc, because up until now, all versions of Kingdom Hearts 3 do not have the Remind DLC on disc. Hopefully they do it, but I'm starting to lose hope here. And I kind of do actually regret getting this physically now because, it's just sitting on my shelf. Okay, I think that's it for the sealed games now, I believe. Next up, we have Shadow of the Colossus, a remake of the PS2 game Shadow of the Colossus. Not to be confused with the remaster on PlayStation 3 as part of the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus collection. This game has been available on like 3 generations of Sony consoles, which is interesting. And it looks great from what I can tell. I'm actually probably gonna play both the remaster and the remake just for the sake of comparison, because I hear they're quite different visually speaking from from both what I heard and seen. So yeah, I'll get to this eventually as soon as I finish Eco. Who knows? Maybe they'll remaster that too. Next up, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So this is the I believe the follow-up to Assassin's Creed Origins. In terms of like the real world storyline. As with all Assassin's Creed games, basically you the player head inside the Animus, which basically allows you to see your ancestors' memories, and I believe the character who does that in this game is the same one from Origins, which also came out a year before this game. And I think some people were wondering if Assassin's Creed was still going to do like the annual release, but they basically said no, they're not going to do that. Which in theory is actually a good thing, because the franchise up until kept getting annual releases pretty much just about every year between 2009 up until 2015, and clearly people were getting sick of it, and so Origins came out, and it was like a huge step up after they took like a year off, and I think Odyssey was also like that as well. But I think one of the criticisms I keep hearing about Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla is that they're too different. They're not really, they're good games, just not great Assassin's Creed titles. I'll probably get to this in a. I probably won't get to this in a while because I'm still playing through Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Yeah, I know I'm pretty far behind, but what can I say? It took me over 10 years to finally complete Assassin's Creed 2, even though that's like considered one of the better ones. I just found the combat very clunky in that one, and I will say Brotherhood is a massive step up. It feels so much more fluid, and I can't wait to get through the entirety of Ezio's storyline, and of course the American storyline and French Revolution, so on and so forth. Next up, Lego Marvel Collection. So this is a collection featuring Lego Marvel superheroes, Lego Marvel Avengers, and Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. With all 3 games come with their season pass content, and I believe it's on 2 discs. Yeah, I think it's on 2 discs. Let me see here. Oh no, it's actually 1 disc. Okay, that's actually even better. Yeah, everything on 1 disc. I may end up playing this. Probably, again, it has all the season pass content, but there's a chance I might just go for the PC version. I'm leaning towards console though, so with these games, with these Lego games, I've tried playing these games on PC. I don't know, it just feels more natural on a console for some reason. But that's just me. Next up, okay, so this is the only, I believe, European copy I have in my collection, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, so this is Journey Collector's Edition, a PlayStation 4. So this actually was previously released on PS3, I believe. So this collection includes Flow, Journey, and Flower. With Journey being like the standout title. Like this was, these were experimental titles done by one of, done by Sony's Santa Monica studio. And I remember Journey was actually made available for free during the pandemic, but I opted to get this, despite being a European copy, because A, PS4 is region free, but also I just wanted to have a physical copy of Flow and Flower as well. And considering how cheap this was, I didn't mind getting the Europe. I could let go of the fact that this is a European copy. Next up, we have 3 Call of Duty games. The first of which is Call of Duty World War II. This is the game that I got alongside NHL 23 earlier. And yeah, I got this because this is the last game in the franchise that does not have cross-platform support. So, if for whatever reason I don't want to play on my Xbox, and want to play on my PS4 or PS5, I should say, I can just pop in this version of the game and play it on my PS4. Again, really, I just wanted to get it so that I can just play on my PS4 if I just don't want to have it installed on my Xbox, or if I don't have, or if I decide to cancel my Game Pass subscription, since it is now on Game Pass, on Xbox Game Pass. But the PC version of the PC version is, from what I heard, is compromised on Game Pass because of a security exploit. So yeah, I probably may just end up sticking with PS4 at some point. Same goes for similar story to like Black Ops 4. Yeah, I have this. I actually have like the season pass as well as the base game on Xbox, thanks to a special edition of the game I got. But it was $5 for this copy, so I just couldn't help myself. And like World War II, it does not have cross progression, but it does have cross-platform play. It was actually the first game to implement this, so that's really nice. And yeah, this I mean, there's really not much I can say about Black Ops 4 that I haven't already said in like previous videos. Functionally speaking, it is a perfectly fine game. It's just that the lack of campaign really hurts it for me, which is which is a shame because they clearly wanted to tell a story with this, despite what Activision may officially say or Treyarch may officially say. They have like these story cutscenes, but of course, there's really not much else. And I'm hoping Black Ops 7 makes up for this because, much like Black Ops 4, the story does take place immediately after Black Ops 2, so there might be some things that they may try to implement that they originally could not do with Black Ops 4. We'll have to wait and see. And I think, yeah, we're down to the last two games now. Call of Duty Ghost. I don't actually have this inside the case, but yeah, this I've got it inside my console. But yeah, this is actually the first Call of Duty game on the system, and a lot of people felt that this was like the beginning of the franchise's decline because it did not review as well as the previous entry, Black Ops 2, which was seen as like the high point of the series. There are a lot of reasons for this. Some people just didn't like the campaign. I personally did not like how it ended because that cliffhanger is never gonna get resolved. The multiplayer for some people wasn't that as fun because some of the maps were a little too big. Stonehaven, anybody? Or Stonehenge, one of the maps that takes place in the British Isles is like too big for its own good, amongst many other maps as well. Some people weren't really a fan of the extinction mode either, which just wasn't as good as zombies. It's just for a lot of people it just felt like a stopgap title. Like for whatever reason they didn't want to make Modern Warfare 4, so they wanted to do things differently, but it just didn't work out. Although I will say it probably is a good thing they didn't make Modern Warfare 4. You know, the Modern Warfare trilogy just ended on a fine enough note as it is. So yeah. Still, who knows? They might do a Ghost 2 one day. Doubt it, but you know, you'll never know if they change their mind. They might just get desperate. Oh yeah, the game also features remote play. That was a thing that a lot of games advertise because they're trying to push the Vita at the time. Basically, remote play just lets you play on player, like stream your PS4 display to your PlayStation Vita, and that's really it. As long as you're both connected to like the same internet connection. It's kind of like the Wii U gamepad in a sense. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I forgot to check. Okay, yeah, Black Ops 4 doesn't have that. I think they kind of got, yeah, at some point they kind of just didn't bother to display the remote play feature. Although I think pretty much every PS4 game has to have that feature right now. Even the ones releasing now, they have to have it, which is interesting. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, okay. For a moment there, I was worried it wasn't here, but yeah, I have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or as it's nicknamed, Modern Warfare 2019. Yeah, this was the 2019 reboot of the Modern Warfare saga. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't quite keen on this when it was first announced because it really just felt like a cynical attempt at trying to recapture the magic. But in the end, it actually did a fairly decent job. I didn't like the Spec Ops mode. It was either too difficult. It was sorry. The enemies were too bullet spongy in that one when I first tried it. Haven't really tried it since then. Multiplayer I thought was really good. Campaign also really good. Really does live up to the Modern Warfare name. And it's so sad what happens after here because they started off pretty decently, but much like the Disney Star Wars movie, it nosedived. Oh, before I forget, yes, this game also took up a massive amount of space, 150 gigabytes minimum. Yikes. And I believe it was actually around, yeah, this was like the generation where games really started taking up massive file sizes. I think it really began around Black Ops 3, which I don't actually have here physically, but that's when the games started to really balloon in file size. And it was starting to balloon in file. Well, you know what? You could argue that it actually started ballooning, starting with Ghost, since that game takes at least, I think, 40 gigs. But like Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops 4, that's around the time that the game started taking 100 plus gigabytes, which is insane. Or 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 I think, you know what? Actually, I think it was Black Ops 3 that actually started taking up 100 gigabytes. But it's just that um, it's 100 gigabytes without DLC. Like when they started adding, when they decided to just give the DLC maps for free, that's when the file size like really ballooned. Uh, that and also Warzone. And it's a bit unfortunate too because a lot of the game, a lot of these games aren't even fully on the disc anymore. Like you'd think that at least the campaign would be on here, but no, they don't even bother putting the campaign, which is ridiculous. But yes, that's enough of Call of Duty. I have like, yeah, I just went through like 4 of these things, but now let's move on to another first-person shooter, Doom. Again, as I got this as part of a 3 for 15 deal, along with along with Call of Duty World War II and NHL 23. Yeah, so Doom 2016. Yeah, I played this on Xbox. I actually own it over there digitally, but and it is available on PS Plus Extra right now, so you can play it there. But yeah, this is a physical copy of the game, which actually came with a code for the Demon multiplayer pack, which was actually still usable. Yeah, despite the fact that the code was supposed to expire back in like 2017 or whatever, the code still worked. Like you can still use. I was still able to use it, which I find really weird. Let's see here. Yeah, it's right over. Ah, here it is. Yeah, so it's not much. It really isn't much. You have an armor set, 6 metallic paints, 3 logo patterns, 6 hack modules, and yeah, the code was supposed to expire, but it still works 8 years later, which is so bizarre to me. And of course, on the back, you actually have reversible art, which is really nice. If I can just take the disc out here, yeah, he's got some really nice reversible art, which is always welcomed. It is a bit unfortunate, though, that with the recent Doom game, Doom the Dark Ages, well, it does come on a disc, nothing's on it, which is such a shame. And of course, it also doesn't have multiplayer, which I personally don't really care about too much, because Doom is more like a single-player game to me, but I understand some people may be a bit upset about that. But yeah, that's Doom. I remember actually getting a whole bunch of cards for this at EB Games, because they had got too many. It was like a pre-order bonus or something, and they were just practically handing out these cards because they got way too much. I think I still have them somewhere. Maybe I'll show them off one day if I can find them, but for now, it's just the game. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire collection here, guys. I really don't have much. I've got like, okay, we count Quantic Dream Collection as 2 discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I only have a little more than a dozen. 14 games, 14 discs. And that's basically it for my collection. Now, I'm probably just going to keep my digital collection in a separate video because PS Plus and Game Pass, or sorry, Xbox Live Gold / Game Pass Core makes things a little weird because technically, yes, I do have access to those games, but that's only as long as I'm subscribed. So, and of course, I can only get those games if I claim them. So it's kind of this weird situation where it's like I own them but also don't own them at the same time. So yeah, it's a little, so it's sort of exists in this sort of gray area. But yeah, that's basically this video, guys. You know, really, there's not much else I can say. The PlayStation 4 is like 12 years old right now. And we're still getting games for it. Like, we're still getting Black Ops 7 on this thing, which is incredible. You know, that's like 6 Call of Duty games during for the PS4 during this cross-gen period, which is incredible. Uh, yeah, so that is Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare, sorry, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 6, and now Black Ops 7. That is 6 games. Like, back during the previous generation, we had just Ghost, Advanced Warfare, and a gimped version of Black Ops 3. It's funny that that assuming that this is the last Call of Duty game released on last gen hardware, we're ending it off with another Black Ops game. But hopefully, unlike Black Ops 3 on PS3 and the Xbox 360, it won't be too much of a gimped version. Like, it'll actually have everything, hopefully, and not just another multiplayer / zombies experience exclusively. Hopefully, they don't do that. But you never know. This is Activision we're talking about. Even though they're owned by Microsoft, they still do a lot of egregious. They have a lot of egregious microtransactions. It literally costs you like 25, the equivalent of like $25 just for like one skin, which is crazy to think. When say Call of Duty Ghosts back in the day had skins for like $2-3. Now it's like tenfold, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I think that pretty much. Well, actually, no. There is a few things. Like, I am curious whether as to what is going to be the final PS4 game that gets released, or when it actually is, when the final PS4 game will actually get released. Since technically, a lot of indie studios are still putting their stuff on the PS4, and since PS5 is backwards compatible, it makes sense that they make a PS4 version, and then port that version to PS5, since they could maximize profit that way. Yeah, sure, not a lot of people are buying on PS4 these days, but it's still, there are parts of the world where getting like a PS5 is just way too expensive, and only recently getting a PS4 is a bit more manageable. Like places like Brazil, for example, consoles over there are extremely expensive, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just wanted to keep making like FIFA games on the PS4 until like the end of the PS5 generation. It would not surprise me if we got like a FIFA game on both PS4 and PS5, but also like PS6. They actually did that once with FIFA 14, where it came out on. We got FIFA 14 on PS2, PS3, and PS4, which was crazy. And something similar, I suspect something similar might happen again, either with FIFA or Just Dance, which between 2017 and 2018 got releases on the Nintendo Wii, Wii U, and Switch. Yeah, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I mean, as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and please do let me know what your thoughts are on the PS4 generation. I'd really love to know, because for some people this was the last great generation before, or the beginning of the downfall of modern gaming. So I'd really love to know your opinions. But anyways, guys, that's all for today's video, and I will see you next time. Good night.